Hey y'all, I just wanted to come on here and tell my followers, which are like my friends, what happened last night. And this is, if you don't know me, you're probably not gonna care, so don't have to listen to this. And I'm still freaking sick. Like, I can't get over this. I feel like I've been better and then get back worse again, like 3 or 4 times now. It's been going on for like a month. But anyway, I just wanted to tell y'all what happened last night. So a lot of y'all already know I live with my boyfriend. We've been together for about 6 years now, and we live in a condo that he owns. And the area is not the greatest. I mean, it's never been the greatest, but it's never been this bad. And he bought this place like 15 years ago when the market was straight shit, so he didn't have to pay much for it. And he's just kind of remodeled it over the time, and it's actually a really nice place now. It's really awesome that now, I mean, he actually owns it and we don't have to pay anything. It's paid for. So I'm very, very thankful for that. That's a huge issue in the world right now. And I'm very thankful that we have somewhere to live that's paid for. Rent is like $1,500 a month for like a crappy piece of crap house that is got a ton of stuff wrong with it in a horrible neighborhood. And like, we don't have jobs around here that pay for stuff like that. To live in a good neighborhood now, it is like ridiculous. I mean, if you aren't already in a good neighborhood, like, you're never gonna fucking get there unless you're like working somewhere else other than here, because it is out of control. But most of the people that live around us rent because it's condos. I mean, there are some owners that live here, but they mostly just rent it out. There is an apartment complex that is directly across the street from us. And I always worry because there's always some shit going on over there. You'll hear like people fighting, all kind of mess over there. And it's usually like teenagers. And I think these teenagers have now like grown up, or it could be different people over there or whatever. But it's directly across from our bedroom window. And I'm always worried because now everybody wants to have a pew pew these days. It's like nobody knows how to just fight old school. Like, I don't know what the hell that's about, but it's a huge problem that's getting even worse in my town and probably everywhere. So I'm always worried that like a stray thing, I can't say it on here, I'm always worried that like a stray thing is gonna like come in through our window and end up like hurting us or unaliving us. I hear a lot of like pop, pop, pop all the time, but it's never really like right here. We also live near like a lot of woods and stuff where people hunt and things. So usually when I hear it, it's off in the woods somewhere. But here lately, like, it has just been getting crazier and crazier. So last night, me and my boyfriend, we were laying in the bed like almost asleep, and all of a sudden we hear pop, 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 pop. I mean, it was like 10 freaking pops. And it wasn't actually close enough to be directly across from us. But since I've always worried about this, like, that's the first thing in my head when I hear this. And I'm like hollering at my boyfriend. I was like, get down, you know. And so we're rolling off the bed, hiding beside the bed to get away from our windows, like hiding pretty much because we're scared something's going to come in through the window. And that's never happened before. And I mean, it scared the crap out of me. So when I looked back at it, I was like, yeah, it wasn't directly across the street. It was probably like streets over. But just me hearing that and being like almost asleep, and I'm just like, God, I wish that like we didn't live here, you know? And I mean, that's our bedroom is the biggest bedroom in the house, so none of the other bedrooms can have like a king size bed in it. And my boyfriend's a really big guy, so I mean, we need a king size bed to not be all up in each other's shit or whatever, when we're trying to sleep. So that's the only place that we can have our bedroom, but it just happens to be on the very front side of our condo. And I wish it wasn't, because like behind us is nothing but like woods and stuff. So if we could be in like the back bedroom or whatever, we wouldn't have to worry about this. But like now, I don't know. That shit happened last night, and we kind of stayed down there in the floor for a few minutes, just waiting to see if we were going to hear it anymore. And I probably wouldn't have did that if we wouldn't have been half asleep and not really know what's going on. But like, I already had that in the back of my mind. So when I heard it like half asleep, I wasn't conscious enough really to know that it wasn't right across the street. I just heard pop, 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 and I was like rolling over and getting in the floor. And I'm like, man, I cannot live like this shit anymore. And then that got me into thinking about how I am the way I am, about feeling safe and all this stuff. And then I made a whole nother video about that. So, I mean, I don't even know if I'm gonna post it because nobody that doesn't know me will even care. But like, y'all are my friends. And I mean, I just wanted to tell y'all that that happened. But if things keep on getting like this, we're gonna have to do something. But then it's like, at the same time, there's really not even anywhere that's safe, because when I did actually have friends a few years ago, they live in a very good neighborhood, like in the county, kind of like out in the boonies, kinda. And they live on a dead end street, but it's like, you know, regular houses everywhere, but it's a dead end street in a good neighborhood. And they had their house pew-pewed into by one of their crazy ass neighbors. There was some shit they had going on there. It was somebody that lived a couple houses down from them, and they were like into Uggs and stuff, and they always had a lot of shit going on. She was in her bed asleep with her 3 children that are her small children, and a stray thing came in through the window, went right over top of them, and landed in her shoe beside the bed. So, I mean, if they would have been sitting up and not asleep, then that could have hurt, you know, her or one of the babies. And I mean, and they're in a good fucking neighborhood. So it's like, what do you do? I mean, you can't do shit really. And then it was like 2 years ago, when nobody even goes to the mall anymore, somebody came up into the mall after somebody that worked in one of the stores and pew-pewed them in the damn mall with cameras and stuff everywhere. Like, it's like people just don't even care anymore. Like, what is wrong with them? And then the fair that we have, like, out in the county is like in the middle of nowhere. Somebody unalived somebody at the damn fair. And it's like always like sheriffs and like police officers walking around the fair all night long. Like, you pass them all the time. And just, you would just never think that like somebody's just gonna come up in there and just like unalive somebody when there's literally cops everywhere. And I'm just like, damn, you can't go anywhere now. Like, endangering like everybody. I mean, it's good to have them for protection, but people just don't even care anymore. They will just like pew pew wherever. And it's like they don't even care. Like 30 years in prison to life is nothing or something. Like, no, what the fuck? And like, we already don't have any restaurants that are open late because it's like not safe for anybody. There's been 2 or 3 restaurants that have tried to stay open at like until 12 or 1 in the morning. And in this past year, there's been like 3 different restaurants that have had to close down because of pew-pewings and unalivings in their freaking parking lot or either inside of the damn restaurant. And I'm like, what in the fuck is going on here? And no, before anybody says anything, I'm not talking about any specific race. Every single race is guilty of this. And then it's like, I guess it was always really like this though, because it was about 15 years ago, one of my friends, she showed me somebody like a stray thing came in her house and she had a freaking hole in the headboard of her damn bed. And luckily nobody was in the bed, but I mean, shit, it's bad when you literally are in your own bed and you don't have nothing to do with like whatever it is going on. You're just at home. But anyway, thank y'all for listening to me rant. And I mean, I love y'all. I don't even have friends anymore in real life because my best friend in real life fucked me over for the last time and we haven't talked in over a year. And since I never do anything anyway, like I just haven't even tried to make new friends. So basically my friends are the people on TikTok. I'm just all messed up tonight. I love y'all. Thanks for listening.